Daryl Parks is the lawyer for the Martin family. He joins us. Nice to see you, Daryl.
Thanks for having me.
Lots of times defense lawyers won't lay a glove or even question the mother, especially of a young man who has died or a boy. Were you satisfied with the way Mark O'Mara explained why he cross-examined her?
Well, I think he should not have cross-examined her or called her. Nonetheless, it was his decision. I think he'll pay for that decision, though, in that he tried to compare himself to a doctor. And probably one of the wisest things a doctor sometimes has to decide is not to cut and not to have surgery, because not everyone is a good surgical candidate. But that was his decision. I think that his decision was pretty insensitive. There were some questions, especially like what hope she maintains. I think it really took a lot out of her to maintain her composure and to answer his question.
What did she say afterwards?
She was not happy, but maybe that was his intent, not to make her happy. Her answering that question meant nothing to this case, brought nothing of value of determining whether or not George Zimmerman was innocent or guilty for the crime he's charged with.
Sometimes, at least my experience in the courtroom is that I ask a clumsy question. I can even do it on the air, one that I regret later or something, and especially in the courtroom. Is there any thought that even sort of the question just got clumsy, and I mean that it wasn't intentional to try to make her feel worse? She's lost a son, but he's got to represent his client right there as well.
I don't believe him asking that question had anything to do with him asking that question. I think sometimes lawyers, we have egos, and sometimes our ego pushes us too far, when probably the smart thing to do is to be very strategic, respectful, and win your case on the winnable points, not on a point like that point meant nothing as it relates to the innocence or guilt of his client.
All right. Trayvon's mother got up today and walked out of the courtroom. That was when I believe there were autopsy pictures placed on the screen. Was that sort of planned, or was she given sort of notice that was going to happen? Those pictures are coming up, or what was?
Most of the trial, we've had some notice when those pictures were going up. Today, we had no notice of the fact that those pictures are going up. But let me also say, too, she has every right not to be there when she doesn't want to be there.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. But I mean, so, I was not critical of her. I was only curious. I was only curious I was sort of curious, sort of the procedure here, was there, whether the heads up was given the family, or that was only.
Right. Part of and I didn't take it as that easy, Greta. I think most of the time that she has gotten up, when the state has given us a heads up, you've seen a lot of times since Ben was out of the courtroom, I would take her out. When I thought she needed a break, I would tap her out based on our advice to her.
Tonight, have you had a chance to talk to her, see how she's doing tonight now that the jury has the case?
She's tired. She's very tired, very weary, but she remains strong and is very, very much looking forward to receiving this verdict for the death of her child.
Nobody wins. I mean, there's no way George Zimmerman doesn't win, the Trayvon Martin family wins, certainly Trayvon Martin. So, if the verdict comes tomorrow or whatever day, it's going to be very painful for a lot of people.
Very.
Daryl, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.